Hey, good day, my friends. I hope everyone is having a fabulous day today. I wanted to make a video today talking about the importance of forgiving ourselves for the things that we've done in the past and how it holds us back in a very deep way. Of course, I'm going to go deep, but how it holds us back in a deep way with the work that I do in my life today to heal people. But it's not so much just healing people, it's the work that I do where I'm healing souls. So I'm also working with your soul when I do sessions with people. And I just had a beautiful friend of mine reached out to me not long ago. I had a session with her and it caused me to want to make this video because it affects everyone. It's just if you're at a place to hear what I have to teach today, to understand with what I have to share with each of you who decides to listen. So through my work, it's very hard for people to understand. It's very hard to comprehend. And, if you look at your life, you've been through experiences and some people share their experiences in life. And unless someone has actually went through your experience, they'll never fully understand, even though when you share. And that's the same as me. And with what I share is I know it's out there and it's different. But it is my purpose that I'm living to be so open and honest about my personal experiences to help people with their lives that will change their life if they do hear with what I'm saying with my message. So forgiving ourselves. As I said, I think this is the second time doing this video, so I can't remember if I already said this or not, but I work with souls. So through, as a lot of you know who follow me, through my death experience, I shared and being able to see spirits with my eyes open and working with these souls to heal them. I would do the exact same work here, just with people with their soul within their body. And I get them in a meditative state at their home, because I do everything is through my phone, to be able to heal them. I work with your soul. Forgiving ourselves is huge, and this is a part of the process that I had to go through the light beings that worked with me to release it for me, and now I'm giving back. But the importance of understanding life, understanding why we're here, is to learn, grow, and evolve. And a lot of people suffer, and a lot of souls suffer after they leave here because they suffer for the things that they have done, and they feel the hurt and pain that they caused others. But the thing is that as long as you have learned something from the mistakes you have made in your past, that energy is always going to stay a part of you until you realized that it was just a mistake and it was a learning lesson. And because you have learned from those mistakes, that is your soul's part of growth, to grow, because we would not make those same mistakes again, right? And this is how we release, so that you do not have this energy that is stored, a part of you that is holding you back. Most people don't realize that the things that have been done to you, where people have hurt you and you're keeping these secrets, it is energy that is a part of you and it's holding you back to your full potential in life. Like it was for me until I was healed. My whole life I suffered, right? Because I had this stored energy that was a part of me, of information, of memories, of things that you went through that harmed you or hurt you in some way. So it's so important to share, whether with outside help or releasing, to talk about the things where people hurt you. It's so important to go get therapy for this, to talk about it, to get it out. But it's also important for you to understand that the mistakes that you made in your life, and please hear me for those of you who are listening to me right now, that because you have learned from those mistakes, because that is the main thing, is that you learned from them. So we would not do that again, so we can forgive ourselves to release that energy. This is a part of my 3-step healing process that I do with people as I connect and get them relaxed and I connect with their soul. I get them to repeat a few phrases as well through my 3-step healing process during my call. And as you get that feeling of release from within. All of us suffer in some way from doing things that we've done to others in our life. And it's unfortunate that a lot of us hold on to that pain and not feeling worthy. Because what happens is when you die, and these are all through personal experiences I physically have went through or consciously have went through to have this information and wisdom and knowledge that I'm able to give back, is because I've lived through these personal experiences, and that's why I'm able to give back right now. But when you die and you leave here and your life is over, because your soul has come for what it needed to for its growth and evolution, when you leave, what happens is you do not feel, when you go over your life to see everything you went through, the being of who you are comes from God, that consciousness of God, that high level frequency of love and light. So when you go back and you see the things you did and you feel, because your soul feels, that is the consciousness of your soul, it feels the hurt and pain it caused, so it does not feel that it is worthy of the love and light of the being of who it is, so it stays and it suffers until it is able to release, because you're not going to suffer forever, but until you learn to release and let go, that you learned something from those mistakes. And that is the whole point of our soul's evolution, is to learn, grow, and evolve. Another thing I want to touch on as well, because this is important and this is a part of my growth as well, and I'm able to give back now through my personal experiences, is that, a lot of people who have reached out to me with depression and anxiety, I suffered all of my life, obviously, 12 suicide attempts, long ago in my past, suffering, right? I know depression, social anxiety. I was a hermit for about 5-6 years because I didn't like being out around people. I didn't understand how to process that energy of being around other people. So I became a hermit. And then using medications, which is not completely a bad thing, but it is a Band-Aid. It is not fixing anything. It's a Band-Aid. And I tell people, even when I talk to them through my sessions, is to talk to your doctor now about your medications, because I fixed the energy that is causing you to feel the depression and anxiety. And I also teach how to process anxiety through your body. And now I don't suffer with anxiety. I don't suffer with depression. I don't suffer with anything anymore in my life. And I'm able to give back in just one session. I'm able to give back this information. Then plus the healing, a lot of people, what they will feel through my sessions that I hold, they will feel the connection that I have to our source of power, God, Creator. I'm able to connect to the source. I'm allowing it to run through my body, and God, the light of God, runs through me out of my hands, and it will connect. And that's why when you see reviews or testimonies, people will say they feel this wave of energy going through them. It's God's light that is healing you through this process as I get you to repeat as I work with your soul. And a lot of you, I put myself out there. I can't reach out to people. This is how it works. I can't reach out to people for sessions. All I can do is put myself out there and wait for you to reach out to me. Because the way it works for your soul, you need to reach out to me. You need to desire the connection through God or Creator. It's overcoming that fear of whatever is holding you back to reaching out. It is fear. Fear is holding us back. And a big step in life is overcoming fear, no matter what it is, by just doing it. Because when we listen to what feels right, that is your soul that is guiding you through that consciousness of our feelings to help shift the growth that you need to overcome. Fear is a huge thing for a lot of us. I spent my whole life in fear. I understand fear, I know. So this was my message today. Well, I was going to say as well, something I learned with marijuana this past weekend, actually, with a few friends of mine. And it was a part of my growth and understanding to understand this for all drugs. It doesn't matter. When we think, especially people who use marijuana, I smoked marijuana for like 27 years, and again, it was, it's just not something I can put in my body anymore for myself either. But I smoked for a long time, and there's no judgment that I'm placing on anyone, believe me. But I'm giving you the knowledge that I learned to help you if you're ready to hear what it is that I'm saying. When we smoke weed, for people who use it to be able to focus, to not feel anxiety, because you haven't learned how to process it in a healthy way yet, because we do not need marijuana for that, or for feeling because you're depressed, you smoke weed, again, it's only a band-aid, you're not fixing anything. What actually happens when people think, because I thought this, that I connect to my soul better because I get really deep with my thoughts, right? And if you smoke weed, you know what I'm talking about. We think really deep. We can focus and think deep. But here's the problem that I've realized, that I've come to realize through my personal experiences, is when we smoke weed or do drugs like that to focus, we're strictly in the consciousness of our mind, which means we are disconnected from the consciousness of our soul, because we are focusing within our mind's consciousness. So what actually happens is we become weak. These are moments we become weak because we shut off the connection to our soul's consciousness. So it actually allows other beings of light that are around to attach themselves to you. I've learned this personally. I've went through it to understand it, so I know it's true. We think that smoking weed is helping, and it does on some level. I'm not going to be critical about it because it does on some level, but it doesn't truly help us, and there is another way. And I do have that way through my sessions to teach coaching. It's not just healing, but I coach during my 50-minute session, right? A lot of people might think, oh, well, $200 is a lot of money for a session with me. But I spend $200 twice a month, or I'm spending on my therapist of just talking, and and that's basically it. Get a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of help. But how about $200? And this is about $130 for my American friends if they choose to reach out. But how about $200, $130 American to change your life in a way you can't comprehend, to not struggle with depression, to learn how to process anxiety, to release the energy of all the shame and guilt that you've felt. And it is fear again that is holding you back to feeling the connection of God that runs through me. But it is you pulling away from Him because you feel shame and guilt. And you don't need to feel shame and guilt. Look, I'm getting goosebumps right now. You don't need to feel shame and guilt. We can forgive ourselves because we have learned, because you would not make those same mistakes again. So hopefully this message connected with someone today, because when I do anything, it's at least one person. If I was able to help one person today through this video, then it's the most beautiful thing for me to help one person. So I hope everyone has a fabulous day today. Guess where I'm going, for most of you who follow me? Going to the gym right there. So have a great day, everyone, and bye for now.